got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Bearer, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to a new episode of Boot to the Face here live on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Chris Rucker along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about the world of professional wrestling. EJ, how you doing?
A little tired, but you know, I always perk up when we talk about some pro wrestling.
Oh yeah, you had a good weekend?
Yeah, I had a conference, a regional conference for my fraternity, so I was out there in Tulsa. made the 5.5 hour drive to Tulsa, and I was going to come back in the morning, but after we had a closed banquet yesterday, so after it was done around 8:30ish. I'm like, because I only got a hotel. I forgot about the closed banquet, so I only got a hotel for Thursday and Friday, and my Airbnb wouldn't let me extend it until Saturday night. So I was like, I might just get like a cheap hotel on Saturday. But then once the banquet was over, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just drive back tonight and I don't have to worry about getting another hotel. And hit the road and got in around 2ish. And now I'm here.
Damn, you did a lot more than I did. I didn't do shit this weekend.
Did?
No, girlfriend went out of town. She left halfway through the workday on Friday. Kids were with their mom this weekend. Didn't see them. So I just me and the cat. I went to the gym. After I left the gym yesterday, there's a bar right next to the gym called Mazzy's. I went there for a little Bloody Mary and pretty much erased my workout, basically. And then, yeah, I just been at home. A lot of Uber Eats this weekend.
Yeah, what you get off Uber Eats?
I had IHOP this morning, and I had what did I have last night? Cracker Barrel.
You get it delivered, or?
Yeah.
Man, I can't do it. I kind of use a DoorDash for like the hack. I'll like order pickup off of DoorDash, and then when you get there, you don't have to give them the tip if you order it on the app. So that's what I usually do if I'm doing DoorDash.
They can bring it to my house. It's extra $3. Doesn't matter. And then, with my credit card, I get like big discounts and shit on it. So it is what it is. I don't do it a lot, but hell, I was by myself yesterday. I discovered a new whiskey that I like.
What's that?
Old Forester. You ever heard of that?
I never heard of that. What kind of whiskey is it?
It's a Kentucky bourbon.
Bourbon.
The Irish bar I worked at a couple weeks ago, they had it, and of all people, like this little like young, hot, like housewife, little white chick, she comes up and she's like, "Can I get Old Forester on the rocks with just like a dash of lime in it?" So I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm thinking she's buying it for somebody else. She comes back like 20 minutes later and she's already feeling it. She's like, "Can I get one more?" I was like, "Is that good?" She's like, "Yeah, I love it." She's like, "You ought to try it with Sprite or Coke Zero if you can't drink, straight bourbon." Like, she basically called me a bitch.
Sprite and bourbon? That sounds like a atrocity.
It's actually pretty good. It's if you like Jack and Ginger Ale, Jack and Sprite Zero is pretty dope.
Yeah, Jack and Ginger, that's true. But
yeah,
interesting.
So yeah, I decided to get a bottle of it this weekend, and it ain't bad at all. I'm digging it.
What's the proof on it?
86.
That ain't bad at all. I got this gimmick whiskey. I can't even remember what flavor it is. It's like some type of like, I don't know. It's not cinnamon. It's not peanut butter. I don't know I can't remember the exact flavor of it because I thought it was on sale and I thought it'd be good. Shit is disgusting. I got it like a month ago and it's still sitting there. It's like too sweet. It's like entirely too sweet. I like drinking my stuff like straight, and it just tastes like syrup. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
I don't understand grown-ups that still drink like Jaeger. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, if I want something like that, I'll just get sick and go get like NyQuil and Dayquil or some shit like that. But grown men that are like 45, they're like, oh yeah, I got a bottle of Jaeger. Like, why?
I never even liked Jaeger like in my prime partying days in my late teens.
Me either. Never understood it.
Person.
Never understood it.
Another thing, I used to like that. My taste buds have advanced. I'm not trying to be bougie or anything, but like you ever had the Disaronno? I used to love Disaronno, but now I can't drink it. It's too sweet.
I have a buddy that I used to work with. I just saw him at a wedding this past year. He's from the islands. He would drink it with milk. He would do half Disaronno and half milk in a little glass, and he would drink it like that. And he's not the first person, or he was the first person I heard. But since then, I've mentioned that to people, and other people are like, yeah, it's a good combo.
I mean, I can see it because Disaronno's got like the cherry notes and whatever, and then it'd be like a milkshake, I guess. I can see that, but that ain't.
Nothing about it sounds appealing to me.
There's this milk, like I know what was it, Bailey's, and I know if you're maybe a Bailey's fan, I'm like not a huge milk and mixed with liquor. It ain't my thing, but hey, to each his own. I feel like after one glass, you'd be like full. Like I feel like that'd be like filling in the stomach.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good way to not get shit-faced drunk, I guess. You just have one drink and call it a night.
I made a boozy milkshake a couple weeks ago. It was okay. It had it was bourbon based. What else? I'm trying to think of the ingredients off the top of my head. It's like bourbon, and I think it might be a little bit of almond milk in it. Maybe I can't remember the exact ingredients, but it was decent. Didn't really give me a buzz or anything like that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sea fluid.
Yeah, we're trying out a new platform here. I don't know if anybody can tell it's watching live about the new way we got things, but I'm trying new shit out. And so if my ADD kicks in and it looks like I'm not paying attention, shit's either going wrong or I discovered something else that I can do. So forgive me if I lose my train of thought the first few streams that we use this. But so far I like it. I think it looks cleaner. I think the cameras look better. I don't like you can't see my shirt. Like, what's the point of wearing cool wrestling shirts if I can't see them? So I might have to change my camera view a little bit. I am noticing your Bloodline shirt, EJ, which reminds me of what I did yesterday. So I said I stayed home basically all weekend. I haven't left the house since yesterday when I went to the gym. I was buying wrestling shirts for Wrestling T-shirt Week, WrestleMania T-shirt Week this year. There are no Bloodline shirts available on WWE Shop. If you didn't get any, or you did like I did, and you're like, oh, I'll get some later, and you gave them away like cleaning out in the springtime, you shit out of luck. Like, I had a good Bloodline shirt with like the Usos sitting on the right, and they got both the tag titles, and Roman's got both the championships sitting in the middle, and Paul Heyman's in the back. Like, I had a dope Bloodline shirt. Don't have it anymore. And shirts are expensive as fuck.
Like $30 minimum, I want to say.
Like $35 for these new shirts. I will say this, in WWE, I only buy shit that's on sale. So like I got, what did I get yesterday? I got a Xia Li shirt. I got a Jey Uso versus Gunther like fight card shirt from WrestleMania, which I thought was dope. I think I've got like 2 or 3 shirts like that. I got a Becky versus Bianca one from WrestleMania. And those I only get for matches that I'm at. What else did I get? Oh, I got a John Cena retirement shirt that was on sale. So I spent like $40 on WWE.com on like 4 shirts yesterday. Then I got on Pro Wrestling Tees because, I want to go across the street and support some AEW wrestlers. These motherfuckers, they don't do sales.
I don't think so.
They'll do like 15% off, 20%. They don't do like, here's an old shirt and it's worth fucking $8. And they make you click a thing that says, when you buy this, it's final. Like, if you get this shit and it don't fit, there's no returns. There's no refunds. Like, when you buy it, you buy it. We don't want to hear that shit. And I've always had issues with Pro Wrestling Tees. Like, since the beginning. They've always been kind of bullshit to me. So, do what you will with that information. We have a Pro Wrestling Tees store with really good shirts on there. So go there for your boot to the face gear if you want. You can search our store on there. I will say this, their products are really good. They're just pricey. They make really good products though. So, but yeah, I bought I think I spent maybe like $100 or so on wrestling shit yesterday. Nope, more than that. I bought a Roosevelt shirt yesterday.
Roosevelt? Okay. So you just chilled out and did some shopping. I spent way too much money this weekend out there in Oklahoma, like eating and at the bar. You ever been to Oklahoma before?
Yeah, I used to live in Oklahoma.
What? You live a little bit everywhere. I know you used to live in California.
Everywhere in the Midwest.
Is Oklahoma Midwest or is that more Southwest?
I call it the Midwest.
How long were you in Oklahoma for?
Shit, I don't know. I was really young. I lived in Tulsa, but
that's where I was at. So
yeah.
So you know about Black Wall Street then?
I was young. Birthplace of John Starks.
Yeah, we did like a little tour of Black Wall Street. For those that don't know, like black people moved out there to escape the racism from the South, and they built like this thriving economic area out there. And then like a black kid was on this like elevator with a white woman, and it basically just used that as an excuse to have a riot, and then they burned the whole Black Wall Street down. So it was a dope seeing like the history behind that and whatnot. But it's all history, man. People have done a bunch of atrocities to our people, man. It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was in Oklahoma City 8-9 years. No, it was longer than that because I've been at my job for 9 years. Holy shit! What's today? Friday. Friday was my 9-year work anniversary of my job I'm at now.
Congratulations.
So it would have had to been 11 or 12 years ago. I was in Oklahoma City for my previous job when I was a weld engineer. And then I went to Texas a couple years ago, and my grandparents live in Hugo, Oklahoma. So I went to Hugo. Paris, Texas. You ever heard of that? Where they got the little short Eiffel Tower?
No, I'm not familiar.
Yeah. There's a Paris, Texas, and they have an Eiffel Tower there. But it's real small. You can like climb the motherfucker if you wanted to. But it's in between Dallas and Hugo, Oklahoma. So I went there, and it was the last time I went to Oklahoma. But I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
about
they got
Black Wall Street.
Yeah, they got some documentaries on it too. I heard about it like several years ago, but it was it was good getting to visit it in person. Also, this is only my second time in Oklahoma. I went like once as a kid to a small town my uncle used to live in for Christmas. This was like when I was 9. So this is my first time as an adult going there. I didn't really know what to expect as far as food, because when you hear Oklahoma, you don't really hear anything about like the food scene. But I found this nice little barbecue spot. It was some good ass barbecue. They had like a chopped beef sandwich, and that was good. And they were known for it. Like they had award-winning ribs. Those were good. Got some leftovers in the fridge. So after we're done with this, I'm gonna go tear it up.
I feel like barbecue's good everywhere you go. It's just different.
I don't know about that. I've had some like pretty mid barbecue.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had bad barbecue. I've just had barbecue where it's like,
That's what I'm
it's not
saying.
what I'm
Mid.
used to. It's not what I'm used to, but it's not bad. It's just not what I wanted.
I feel like I've never had like barbecue. I'm like, this is just terrible. I've had barbecue like, oh, this is just okay. It's nothing to brag about. Like, it's not that tough to at least get some fire and fire up some meat on the grill. But like, when you have that good barbecue and that shit is just slapping.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. there's some people I know personally that can't barbecue worth a damn. But I meant like barbecue places. Usually they're really good. But shit, all right, we've bullshit long enough, EJ. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter right now. So
we're on Twitter. I can't last time
yeah,
we streamed on Twitter.
hopefully we'll get some new eyes in here. Let's get to talk about wrestling. We'll start on Monday. We'll go all the way back to last week. Feels like Monday was forever ago. And the shitty thing about us recording on Sunday during WrestleMania week is everybody's talked about what happened on Raw to death by now.
Yeah, but just take some good with the bad. We get pretty fresh Smackdown, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah. So I'll click my the cool thing about this new setup is I can put the notes you give me into a little teleprompter over here. You can't see it, but I can. So now I don't have to lose my place when I'm talking anymore. I can keep up now while I'm doing 15 other things. So the show starts with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. They're pissed off. And they come out and they did something that I've never seen Brock Lesnar do. Brock Lesnar's always taking an ass whooping, and he'll just be like, yeah, I got my ass whooped. He came out last night or last Monday, and him and Paul Heyman had every excuse in the book. I was fighting 20 people. I was tired from that. Seth distracted me. You know what I mean? Like my cowboy hat was in my eye. Like I couldn't see the whole time. He ain't really whooped my ass. Like it was a lot of shit going on. But if he come out here now, I'm going to give him the business. So Oba came out. And Oba whooped his ass again. Are they setting us up for Oba to just keep whooping Brock's ass, and then at WrestleMania, Brock's going to beat him?
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's making him look good on the way there, as he should. But this is Triple H, man. You already know what's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know how it's going to happen. It can't be Brock F5 in him and then that's it, which I think is going to happen. It's got to be like a fluke, like Oba's whooping his ass and then Brock escapes by rolling up, holding the ropes or some cheating stuff. That's the only acceptable way if they're going to actually make Oba lose. But that's exactly what's going to happen.
You can't have Oba lose this. This isn't Omos. This isn't Braun Strowman. You can't. Oba's got to win. This is a lightning in the bottle athlete. This is a once in a life. Like this dude is over. He's big. He's a badass. He's young. That's the thing too. Like he's young. Like he's gonna be here for the next like 10, 15 years if he wants to. You got a chance to build this guy, and he ain't even got to be there every week. You got a chance to build this guy by next year's WrestleMania. He could be Sunday night.
I mean, you know what they say, especially in WWE, where wins and losses don't really matter as long as you're telling a good story.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it make sense, you just can't have Brock just dominate him. That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, in a perfect world, I want Oba to win, but I can just see the writings on the wall, the way they're building this up. But we still got a few weeks before WrestleMania. What if Brock could get like the upper hand on them going into WrestleMania, and then all right, okay, Oba probably might win if Brock gets the last say. Is Brock scheduled for any? He's scheduled for MSG, right?
Yeah, I think Brock and Roman both are one more night before Mania.
Oh, just one more. So if Brock gets the upper hand on his last appearance, then I think Oba may go over. But also, I just think that they say Brock says he doesn't have that much longer left. I just don't see him taking a bunch of L's on his way out. And that they're probably going to set up the guy Gunther retiring him whenever that time comes. So how does that make Brock look like just putting everybody over on his way out? It kind of makes him look like a little bitch.
I mean, he fucking destroyed everybody on his way up.
Yeah.
When he was a young Jedi, you know what I mean? He beating The Rock and Kurt Angle and Hulk Hogan and John Cena and Triple H and Undertaker. Like, it's a who's who. So why can't all the new guys beat him now?
Then like, what's the like? If everybody's doing it, like, what does it even really mean if everybody's beating him?
I see that when Gunther beats him, but right now if Oba beats him, it means something.
Exactly, but then by the time you get to Gunther, it won't matter.
I don't give a fuck about Gunther. Gunther's fine.
Speaking of Gunther, I don't even know what he's got going on for WrestleMania.
I heard this dumbass idea he should do an open challenge, and if I win, the person has to retire. Who the fuck would take that deal? I'm just sitting in the back collecting the check at WrestleMania. Oh shit, I can go fight Gunther, and if he beats me, I gotta quit. Okay, let me sign up for that. What a fucking dumb idea that is.
Jericho's dumbass would do it just so he could get us the spotlight.
Okay, let Jericho do it. I mean, like a regular wrestler, like
right. What did they get out of it? That doesn't even make sense.
Exactly. That's just a stupid idea.
Who said this?
Your
we
boy.
need to get put on blast. Bully
boy.
Ray?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. What is that? He's such a shill.
In kayfabe, that's just a dumb idea. Like, imagine, like, I don't have a WrestleMania match, right? So I'm like, man, next year, I'm about to work. I'm gonna work my ass off this year. I'm gonna get on WrestleMania. And Gunther's out there talking that shit. You come out here right now, anybody. But if I beat your ass, you got to retire. And you like, should I work my way up to next year? Or should I maybe go out there this year, but if I lose, I got to quit? Like, that's just a stupid thing to do.
So he's proposing it as like a young guy.
He's proposing it as anybody. Gunther should do an open challenge.
I guess what they get out of it is their WrestleMania moment. Like, I don't know. I get how WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl, but people put a lot of weight on that. Like, they need to go out there and get their WrestleMania moment. That's what they're getting out of it. That's basically, seems like that's what he's trying to paint it as. But then, like you said, like, then I'll stop collecting the check just to get a WrestleMania moment. Like, that's stupid.
Wow. My WrestleMania moment is me retiring. Woo! I live forever on Netflix.
Oh, yes, that's stupid. But yeah, man. We going back to the Brock thing though. I mean, yeah, Oba. Like I said, it'd be dope if Oba wins, but I just think they got a little bit more in the Brock tank for them to deal with. So I don't know.
But where do you go with Oba if he loses after that? Like,
that's what I'm saying. If they do it right, if he got like just outsmarted just because he's young and like he goes in like a bull in the china shop and just over exerts himself and gets rolled up, and then he could be like, Brock got lucky. I still beat the piss out of him the whole match. Who wants it next?
Nah, I'm not feeling it. I feel like if Brock beats him, I mean, obviously Oba can beat the fuck out of everybody else on the roster, but you just lose that luster. Like, he can't come out on Monday Night Raw fucking walking down the aisle like he's still a badass after just losing to Brock after all this shit for the past month.
All right, yeah, all right. Next day on Raw, he don't even come down doing the strut. He just comes out serious and like, I've been playing around too much. I let Brock off the hook. All y'all getting this work now. Fuck this. Like, he just come out pissed off. I'm just trying to, get you prepared just in case this probably might likely happen. And I mean, it's gonna be
get me prepared. I feel like we need to organize a riot if this shit happens. We need to find Triple H. This has been too much. We talking about Booker T at WrestleMania. We talking about Kofi Kingston against Brock Lesnar. We talking about Big E versus Brock. Shit.
You already say Lashley?
I mean, technically, Lashley never actually. I mean, he lost to Brock, but he technically won the feud because he won 2 out of 3 matches. But still, like, this is too much.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't have faith that Triple H is gonna do the right thing. And you said Brock only has one more appearance. He's got to get the upper hand on Oba on this last appearance, or we already know what's gonna happen. So Fingers crossed, right?
We'll see. Sorry. Another thing that took place was the World Championship main event for Monday Night Raw. Your Royal Rumble winner, Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I feel like this feud has gone. It's gone about 15 different ways since the very beginning of it. Like it went from I've always hated you to like, and Punk is kind of revert. Like I'll say this: when Punk was first, when he like the last couple months or so being in WWE, I've kind of like grown to not respect him, but kind of like tolerate him. Like he's been all right, right? But the last couple weeks, especially this week, he's reverted back to that shit he was doing in AEW where I just like couldn't stand like talking over people's theme music and like just little shit that he says while people are talking or doing it. It just comes off as like real disrespectful and
going into business for himself.
Right, because it's like putting his hands behind his back, getting up in people's face, like, what are you going to do? I don't think that's a part of the script. And it's like, well, I can't punch you in the face because I'll get in trouble, but you're really leaving me no option. You're making me look like a bitch in front of everybody. Yeah. Like, one thing your boy Bully talks about is when you're dealing with people in promos like that, you can't leave them out to dry like that. Like, you can't challenge somebody to do something like that when you know they're not going to because it's not a part of the game plan because it kind of fucks them over. And I feel like he did that several times this past week. And it just, I don't know, it just comes off like such a fucking shit stir, man. He just can't help himself.
Well, name a specific time because it's like you said, this happened all the way back on Monday and my memory isn't the best.
All right, so he's talking shit about Jay and then Jay's music hits. And the whole time Jay's coming out, he's looking at the camera, talking shit during the entrance. He's like, what's he going to do? Yeet me to death. Oh, here comes Jay Uso. Like, I'm real scared. And then Roman comes out, and he's talking through Roman's entrance. And then he's in the corner, like, talking shit when they're trying to work their shit out, like, saying stuff under his breath, but into the microphone. It's just a lot. Like, shit that I don't think is planned out, but shit that he's just getting away with.
Like, I don't know if it's just him being a shithead or just him being in the moment, you know, just trying to blur the lines and whatnot. But yeah, he needs to chill out.
It's kind of like the shit John Cena was doing to The Rock back in the day where Rock didn't know it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I really want to beat the fuck out of you right now, but I know I can't because it's unprofessional. And everybody's like, oh, Cena killed The Rock. And The Rock's like, but that's not what we went over. Like you did some shit that I wasn't ready for.
That's what Rock said. That's what Rock said behind the scene.
That's what Cena's admitted to. Cena's like, yeah, I changed some shit up and he wasn't ready for it. He didn't know I was going to talk about him writing shit down on his hand. And like Cena was doing shit that was The Rock wasn't ready for. And The Rock couldn't react to it in the moment because that's not what they talked about. Like, The Rock was legit pissed off at Cena and wanted to whoop his ass during that first run they had.
Oh, I thought he said that behind the scenes that he like admitted to wanting to beat his ass out there.
I don't know if The Rock's ever admitted, but if you go back and watch it, I don't think The Rock's that good of a fucking actor.
But I get it. I get, like you said, like you kind of hanging out to dry, but I feel like The Rock is at the highest level where he's like, all right, you want to switch things up? I feel like he's sharp-witted enough to be like, all right, I'm switching shit up too. It's crazy that he got, you know.
He wasn't then. He was thrown off kilter.
Maybe he had been away for so long. He was a little bit rusty and not on his toes. Like
I feel like what you're saying is true if The Rock was 100% invested in wrestling. But when he came back, he was like buying businesses and running businesses and doing movies, and wrestling was like his side gig then. Like he was literally just here to read his lines and go home. And when the lines changed live in front of him, he didn't know what to fucking do.
Yeah, that run, because I even had to peek my head back in, even though I wasn't watching regularly at the time. I feel like that came out of nowhere. That WrestleMania, the WrestleMania run from 29, with the 28 to 29. And they gave him the championship. People were pissed off that he took it off Punk, and
I wouldn't.
of course you were happy, real happy.
It was my guy.
I just remember thinking, me back then, because it was like my first year of law school. I'm like, the year of our Lord 2013, The Rock is the champion. That kind of blew my mind for some reason.
It ain't like he didn't look like the champion. He was fucking huge.
Yeah, he was ripped. Like, this was like when The Rock was at his peak, like ripness, and like he had because The Rock was never like a super body guy in it when he was wrestling. Like, he had a slight little pudge back when he was the corporate champion, but when he was in that era, he was like big and ripped. He was like a monster, eating 12 stacks of pancakes. It's huge. But yeah, he ended up ripping all his shit. So maybe it was just aesthetics. Maybe it wasn't functional.
That shit was built for show, not for go.
Yeah, but going back to Punk, I get it. I mean, isn't that like a part of his character though, just to be like a little kind of like a dickhead and never know what to expect on the edge?
Just looking at it from my point of view, it's like you're going up against his family that's known for like whooping people's ass for talking shit about their family. And he's literally talking shit about their family to their face. But the way he's doing it, it's like that wasn't part of what we were supposed to be doing. Like, it's almost like he's saying shit at a time where they should be swinging on him, but they're not, because they're not supposed to swing on him.
I'm just trying to think
of any sense.
I'm trying to just think of like that moment where, if they could do whatever they want, they would swing on him. Besides like him talking to the camera.
I think Roman would have, when he was like, "What, you got a bunch of Samoan goblets in your pocket or some shit like that?" He said to him, like, he's told the line of some racist shit too.
I remember you said that last week. He was kind of towing the line.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'm just looking too far into it, but back to it. He calls Jay out. Him and Jay get into it. Jimmy comes out and's like, just let Roman handle it. And Jay's like, he's talking shit about our family. Fucking Roman ain't even here. So here comes Roman. Roman's like, get out of my ring and take your brother with you. Jay's like, fuck that. It's time to go. One thing leads to another. Next thing you know, Punk gets Superman punched. Bam. Everybody hits the ring. It's fucking chaos. Adam Pearce is out there for whatever reason. And all of a sudden, I hear Jey Uso say, get him. Smash them all or some shit like that. And he's yelling at Roman. Jimmy's like holding him back. I'm like, wait a minute. And this is all happening. I'm like, I think this is a bigger deal than what they're making it out to be. And Jay's like, man, get him. And Roman like switched and got back in the ring and beat the fuck out of Punk. And I remember going to bed and I woke up. I was like, I can't wait to get up. I'm going to listen to Wade Keller in the morning. I'm going to turn Busted Open on, like Cheap Heat. Like, everybody's going to break down how Jey Uso has now stepped up and might be trying to run the bloodline now. Mm-hmm. Nobody mentioned it.
Really?
Nobody said anything. I think the only person I heard say something about it was Sam Roberts.
The Masked Men show, you should probably check that out. They do a good job of breaking stuff down with what's this guy's name? David Shoemaker and Kaz, the guy who runs with like Mello and all, Carmelo Anthony and all those guys. He's got a wrestling podcast. I think they mentioned it, but yeah, you think that people would be talking about that, because I caught it that Jay was like telling Roman what to do. I feel like like you said, that's a big deal, because when in the bloodline run would Jay ever go out of pocket and do something like that, he would Roman would check him in a second. So I found that interesting. What do you think this is probably leading to then?
I don't know. I just remember watching it that night. Like, I had to rewind it. I was like, wait, Jay's one to, and then I had to go see what Roman's reaction was. He was ready to leave, and he was like looking at Jay going crazy. And he was like, man, you're right. Like, I need to whoop his ass. And then that fucking switch hit. And if you watch the, I don't know if you've seen it, because I know you don't really fuck around on wrestling Twitter much. There's a video of the Bloodline. I call them the Bloodline now. You know, their mom called them Bloodline. I'm calling them Bloodline. There's a video of the Bloodline leaving. Roman's walking. Jay's behind him, holding the ones up, like yeeting and shit. And Jimmy's behind the three of them, like
just shaking his head.
What the fuck did we do? Like, Jimmy's trying to stop all this shit from happening again. Like, so I don't know where his head is through all this. And so it looks as if the Bloodline's about to get together and they're gonna fuck Punk up at WrestleMania. And then you get online and you see all these people like, man, are the Usos gonna turn on Roman at Mania? And it's like, we can't go that way, can we? Like, we just about to get the band back together.
What's Jimmy shaking his head for? He's the one that caused all this chaos when he did what he did to Jay. And then like they kind of just hit the Men in Black hypnotizer and just made us forget that all happened.
Yeah.
After that weird WrestleMania match that they had at 40.
Yeah, Jimmy was hurt during that match. People don't like to bring that part up. They just like to say the match sucked, and I think was it WWE Unreal? Or maybe it was just a podcast. Jimmy was like, I elected for Jay to just squash me, and they wouldn't let it happen. Like, I was going to let him just come out, super kick me, spear me, and hit his move and win. And they were like, nah, we need 10 minutes.
I can't. I like squashes, but I don't like Mania being for it. Because I know they did that with Kane and Daniel Bryan and shit. I don't like Mania being that. Or was it Sheamus and Daniel Bryan?
Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. But if you look at the trajectory of where both guys were going, Jimmy was going to the injured list. Jay was, they didn't see it at the time, but he was getting pushed to an IC title run at the very least, if not the world title. Why not squash Jimmy at WrestleMania?
I get it, but like it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But whatever. You know what I thought was a little corny? I know they do this in movies all the time where it's the superhero and they're getting their ass whooped, and then they're getting their ass whooped so bad and they're just laughing about it. That's what Punk did. I'm like, I could have gone without that. It's a little cheesy to me.
Even his selling was so like fugazi. He was like, I'm not the one that needs help. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Just lay there. You fucking idiot. You just got put through a table by a goddamn 280-pound Samoan killing machine. And you sitting there acting like, ooh, oh. Like, what a fucking cocksucker this guy.
I thought it was a little cheesy. Wasn't into that. I don't know, man. We don't even have this on the list. I was halfway paying attention. Everybody said the Liv and Stephanie Foucault stuff was good. The brawler they had, I was like halfway paying attention. And usually I go back and watch it. When I'm live, I'm doing all types of things because I usually have a long day at work, so I'm doing multiple things at one time while watching Raw. But I'll usually go back and watch it again, but I didn't even get to do that. This WrestleMania and overall, it's a really good stuff, especially this stuff with Brock and Oba. The Punk and Roman stuff has its ups and downs, but everything else has been kind of weird, man. Like, what are you most excited for going into Mania so far?
Roman and Punk. Mainly because of the bloodline stuff that's happening with it. I want to see where that's going. I do feel like Punk's probably going to cost them the titles tomorrow. Oba versus Brock, obviously. I think Becky and AJ will be better than people think just because Becky's so good. I think AJ will pull her weight. I just don't think AJ's that good of a wrestler, but it'll be WrestleMania, so I think she'll step up to the plate, and I think she'll do better. I think Liv and Stephanie will be better than what people think it'll be. I'm not excited for Jade versus Rhea, but I think it'll exceed what, because that shit Friday was not good. And yeah, there's no there's no tag team stuff going on with the men on SmackDown or Raw. The U.S. I'm excited for Trick. Oh my God, Trick Williams.
We might as well get
versus
into that.
Sammy.
We might as well get into that right now, then.
So I'm not. Sammy's annoyed me for a couple years. We've been doing this show for a while together now. He ended Gunther's Intercontinental title reign, and he didn't do shit with the belt then. He and KO ended the Usos' historic tag team title reign, didn't do shit with the titles in. He keeps getting forced into these storylines, and he's not doing anything with them. People actually wanted him to be the one to beat Roman, which I'm so glad they didn't fucking do. And now, 2 weeks before WrestleMania, he takes the title off Carmelo, who's actually he and Ilya have made the title feel important over the past couple months, where the U.S. title has been an afterthought. And now Carmelo basically doesn't have a match unless some shit changes in the next couple weeks. Sammy hasn't done shit for the past couple months. Now he's going into WrestleMania as United States champion. On one hand, I'm okay with Sammy versus Trick. I don't think it needed the title. But I'm cool with Trick winning the title and Trick and Melo not getting a WrestleMania match with no build, because I think they have a story that could be told going into WrestleMania. I would have been fine with them at WrestleMania this year with a story. So, like, I just gave you a lot, but basically what I'm saying is Sammy is just in the fucking way.
You basically took 95% of what I was thinking, besides the Trick and Melo part. I don't think they don't have any story with each other on the main roster right now. I don't even think that should have even been a thought of putting that on this year's Mania. But what are we doing? 2 weeks before Mania, you had Sammy beat Carmelo. Like, Sammy and Trick would have been fine without a title, just because the back and forth they've been doing. You could have did that as standalone, and then that's what the U.S. title is. You let the youngsters cook with the U.S. title, and you could have had Trick and Ilya have their singles match, and then had Trick and Sammy be a standalone. I guess the silver lining is Trick will probably get a title at Mania, but like we said like a few weeks ago, like, Trick's got the aura where he doesn't even really need a mid-card title. You could throw him right into the world title scene and get away with it. I hate this. I hate this for Melo. Like you said, he's made the title relevant. He's finally turned it around where people are finally started caring, because he kind of had like a little lull on the roster. He came in with a splash, being like the #1 pick, and then he kind of had a lull where he had like 7 matches with Andrade, and then kind of wasn't doing a whole lot after that. Then he got the 6-7 thing, kind of went viral, and then now you start hearing Melo chants when he's out there, and you just took that moment away from him. What is he gonna do? The Andre Memorial Battle again? Like, what do you have for him now? I don't think it's fair. I know everybody doesn't get to be on Mania. I get that, but still, it was right there. And then you're like, nah, we're gonna just throw the title on Sammy just to say we have a title match with him and Trick, just for the hell of it.
Seafluid says, I got a feeling that Melo will cost Trick a U.S. title match. Everything you just said, EJ, he got over with 6-7. He got people chanting for him. If he costs Trick that title match, he's the biggest heel in SmackDown. Because
Exactly.
Trick is so over right now that no matter what Trick did to cost Melo the match, if Melo costs Trick the match at WrestleMania, like, he's going to get the shit booed out of him for the next 3 months.
I want to say yeah, but who knows? That's just, even though Trick is getting cheers out of the building, he still presents himself as a heel, so it would be kind of Melo getting back at him. So I don't know necessarily if Melo would get booed.
People don't care about that,
and people do care about Sammy as much as you're not a huge Sammy fan.
People have you been listening to the reactions of when Sammy's backstage talking and the stuff he's been doing, the reactions he's been getting and stuff? Like, people are kind of cooling down on Sammy.
You think so? I mean, I hadn't really been super paying attention to, but he's been like kind of leaning into like borderline being a little bit whiny and complaining about not being on Mania and whatnot. I don't know, man. So how many matches you think are going to be on both nights? You think they're going to do 7 each night?
Yeah, probably 7 or 8.
So you need stuff to fill out because right now they only have 8 that are official between both nights. They have 8 matches.
Yeah, they'll probably have a tag team title match on each night for both the men's titles. The women's tag title match will probably happen. I imagine they're gonna have like a 4 to 6 person ladder match for the Intercontinental title.
Think they're gonna do that? Go that route? Oh,
yeah.
What about Finn?
Dominic. Finn Dominic grudge match. So you probably have a 4-way women's tag team title match. Rumors that Nikki Bella's injured. I don't know how true that is, but that's what's going around this weekend. And Nikki Bella got injured on SmackDown.
I thought it was funny. Charlotte was doing a little Nikki twirl, antagonizing her. That should be fine. Is it like a rumor that she's hurt?
Yeah, it's a rumor that I saw. And again, that's why I said I'm not reporting or confirming it. I'm just saying that's the rumor that's going around is that she's injured.
I mean, she's 40-something. You're not as pliable as you were when you were in your 20s. So
I feel like she could take a beating.
That has several connotations, but we'll just leave it at that.
Say it how you want. I know she can. You made that way dirtier than it should have been, EJ. The woman's mom.
You made it dirtier.
We are MILF friendly. But I feel like there'll be a women's tag title multi-team match.
Yeah.
There'll be all right. So you got Oba versus Brock. You got Roman and Punk. You got Cody and Orton. You got
Cargo Rhea.
Jade and Rhea. You got Liv and Stephanie. You got Becky and AJ. You got Trick and Sammy.
Fatu and Drew. And those are the 8.
Fatu and Drew. You'll probably end up with Braun and Rollins. I think Rollins is doing something, or they wouldn't have him back on TV.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Usos and the Vision are gonna fight.
I mean, going back to the Seth and Braun Breaker. I mean, man, like I remember the NXT 2.0. He was the face of it, but then I feel like Trick and Oba have surpassed them by miles now. Like, what's going on with the Braun Breaker? Because I feel like they wanted to position him as like the next Cena. And injuries, that'll always kill your momentum. But I don't know. I feel like something's not fully connected with Braun Breaker. What do you think is missing?
It happens like that sometimes, right? Like they wanted Batista as the guy instead of John Cena, and Cena surpassed Batista big time.
I thought they wanted Brock, but Brock ended up quitting, and then John Cena kind of stepped up.
No, they wanted Batista as the guy. Yeah. That's why Batista was supposed to win that Royal Rumble when they both went over the top rope, and Vince came out and tore both his quads because he was pissed off, and Cena wasn't supposed to.
I thought they were like trying to position him as like not Batman and Robin, but like as like basically like the two dudes that were both running. Because remember WrestleMania 21, they both won the world titles. I thought they were like kind of positioning both of them to be the guys.
Right, but they wanted Batista as 1A and Cena 1B, if not 2. And Cena just fucking left Batista. Yeah, they tried everything they could to get Batista to be the main guy.
Yeah, but I guess Batista's got the last laugh. He's the best actor out of all of them. But yeah, like you said, I guess that's just
forgot about Liv Morgan.
I thought we said Liv Morgan and Stephanie.
No, I'm talking about she's a better actor than Batista. You didn't see her get killed by Chucky?
I didn't watch that. I know you said the series was good, but I don't know, for some reason. Are they gonna come out with another season? Maybe I'll go back and something to watch.
I think they are actually. I think Chucky is coming out with another season.
Is it like? Because it's like a USA show.
It's on USA.
How graphic could they get as a TV show when you're on USA?
I mean, it's graphic enough. It's pretty good though.
Okay, because Chucky's known for murking people, and I didn't know how much you could murk on USA.
Chucky will fuck you up on USA and on Showtime. He don't give a fuck what channel he's on.
So you were a Chucky kid growing up. I used to be scared of Chucky.
I was too. Shit. When Chucky first came out, he came out in what, like 89?
Something like that.
So I
Child's
was
play.
7. And listen to this child abuse.
Mhm.
So we went to the movie theater and watched Chucky when it came out.
Dang. You were that young?
And I was young enough to where when we went back, we went to my grandmother's house, and I remember sleeping in my aunt's room, and she had all these fucking dolls everywhere. And we had just watched a killer doll come out. She's got dolls lined up everywhere, and I just remember being so fucking scared. And I kept coming downstairs, and my whole family's like partying, you know? That's why we're over at my grandmother's house. We're not going home because they're partying. And I'm like, I think I hear something in the room. They're like, you don't hear nothing. Take your ass to bed. And I'm like, but I'm scared. You don't take your ass to bed. I'm going to give you something to be scared about. This is awful parenting, right? Like, I'm terrified. I think the dog's coming to get me. Chucky's coming and he's trying to kill me.
Anyway. I remember as a kid, I wish I still had those like irrational fears that you did as a kid. It's just like I just shot.
It wasn't irrational. I just watched a movie about
it. Exactly. Like nowadays, it's like I wish I had irrational fears that probably suit me better, especially in this world, this day and age.
Right. But I just have fear of the cops killing me and World War III and regular shit like that. You know?
Exactly. But I don't even know what we were talking about before we started talking Chucky. Lost my train of thought.
We're talking about Batista and
oh yeah, Batista. And, oh yeah, how Braun Breaker is supposed to be. Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I think they're doing something with him and Seth. Like, why would they have Seth back on TV if they weren't gonna put him on Mania? But what Charles Lee Ray was a monster. Is that the one that Chucky got reincarnated?
Yeah, he's the one. Ade Dewey Dimbilla. I remember the fucking chant and everything, man. Chucky was my guy.
I didn't really have like a guy as far as like horror movies. Michael Myers and Jason. I feel like I didn't like. I liked all of them, but I didn't love all of them. If that makes sense.
I think if I had to rank 3 of them, it'd be Chucky, Freddy Krueger. I don't really know if I liked anybody after that. Like Jason and Michael Myers are pretty much the same thing. Neither one of them really talked and they wore a white mask.
Ain't that where they got Kane from? Michael Myers? Like it was based on Michael Myers?
Kane's movie was pretty good. That See No Evil, did you ever watch that?
I heard it was garbage, so I never
that was pretty good.
checked it out.
That shit was good.
That was like random. That was like in the movie theater too, because a lot of them are going like direct to video, but that one went to the movie theater. I remember.
Seafood says Candyman. Candyman was the original Candyman. I know they remade it and came out with another one, but I hadn't seen it. But the original one was good.
The remake is pretty solid. Next Halloween, you should probably put that on your list.
Yeah.
Horror movies. Am I right?
Not an It guy. I don't really like It.
Oh, I like the remakes. Those are good. And then the TV show, Welcome to Derry. That's really good. You should watch that.
I started it and I can't stay awake.
You shouldn't watch it so late. It was good. I mean, I like Welcome to Derry. I was like terrified of clowns as a kid too, more so than Chucky. Like anything dealing with clowns, I wasn't fucking with it. Looking at it now, Candyman had to originate from the projects, Sea Fluid. I'm trying to get what's this gist behind that. But yeah, that's your Well, I was about to say your October, your birthday is in August though. I'm about to say Halloween's. I thought that was your time of year.
Did you ever watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Oh, that's the movie that made me terrified of clowns.
Really? That weak ass movie?
It's supposed to be a comedy too, in some sort. Like
it was a comedy. They were killing people inside of cotton candy, EJ.
Yeah, but I was 3 or 4 years old. How am I supposed to know that? I mean, that was the movie that made me. And then they had like
movies.
They had this restaurant called Po Folks, and they had a clown there. And I just watched the movie, My mom said I tried to dart out of the restaurant. I wasn't having that shit at all.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It might be the best story I've ever heard.
I might go back and watch that.
Killer and yeah, you can see how
fears.
you can see how ridiculous it is that you were scared of that movie.
3 years old, man. I'm scared of the Wizard of Oz back then too, because the witch.
Yeah, they were ugly though.
Yeah, I was 3, man. What am I supposed to say, man? I had, look, like we said, irrational fears.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. He says Candyman was from the projects in Chicago, where he's from.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like Chicago.
One of my favorite cities. Unlike that shithole town of St. Louis.
I don't know what's your heat with St. Louis.
It's just a shithole of a town.
Like, what's St. Louis do to you? You've been to plenty of shitty cities before, though.
Not like St. Louis. That place is garbage. Ugh.
I don't have any gripes with St. Louis.
It's just trash.
They got some nice spots. Like Cardinals, like the area where the Cardinals play at, it's like I got like a lot of restaurants and stuff out there that's solid. Even though I still hadn't been in a Cardinals game.
Speaking of trash, Cody Rhodes made his return to Smackdown this week.
Yeah, I was actually watching that when I was driving back. I have the GPS mount, and I put my phone up there, so I was watching it. I saw that he beat up Matt Cardona and they got the pin, and then Cody came out and they just basically just brawled. Like that's how the show ended.
No, the show ended with him RKO and Jellyroll.
Oh yeah. Randy Orton and RKO Jellyroll.
So before we talk about Cody, let me say this. I'm so fucking sick of Jellyroll.
They're making him the main character.
Get this sorry, fake nice guy asshole off my TV. Non-athletic, like, okay, good for you. You lost a lot of weight. I'm happy for you. You look 10 times better than you did 2 years ago at SummerSlam. Like, all power to you for that. That doesn't make you a pro wrestler just because you're a celebrity. Most of these guys come in, they do like a little 5-minute segment and they're gone. This dude was all over SmackDown like he was the fucking champion.
Not just this week, like the past couple weeks though.
And then he comes out. I don't know if you've been paying attention, Jellyroll. Randy Orton tried to kill Cody a couple weeks ago. So now he gets this look on his face where he's about to try to do it again. And you come out talking about, hey, it's me. It's Jelly. Calm down. You don't get your motherfucking ass out the ring. I wish this is going to sound violent. I wish Randy Orton would have punted him in the face.
I mean, it sounds violent, but I think a lot of us wish that would happen. Like, we need to see that punk come back. Some people deserve it.
I'm not talking about Cody. I'm talking about Jellyroll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and there's still time. There's still time. He don't need to be on WrestleMania. I hope this SmackDown, Randy Orton punts Jellyroll in the face, and we never have to see him on WWE TV again.
In a perfect world, that would happen, but
I hope he kicks the tattoos off that motherfucker's face.
I don't know. I feel like he's trying a little bit too hard to be. I know you got the nice guy that I knew that you were all along. Like he's got the like they kind of give him like the all shucks type of do the right thing. Like
right when he's not even that guy.
Exactly.
Like Kid Wilson told him, he went to jail and shit like that. Like you're not stop it with that shit.
And then he goes out there and choke slams Kid Wilson for the win. Like, why they make him the main character like this?
I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
What do you think about the actual match between him and Kid?
I think that was the most unathletic performance I've ever seen in the ring before.
Even worse than Drew Bagwell? Didn't she wrestle?
Judy Bagwell, okay, at least she could hit the ropes. This motherfucker is awful. Judy Bagwell could at least gave you a hip toss. They had Judy Bagwell on the pole match. Okay, Jellyroll can't get on no goddamn pole.
Man, that was actually
Jellyroll's awful.
That was actually Buff Bagwell's real life mom. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Judy Bagwell. I think she passed away recently, but
Judy Bagwell greater than Buff Bagwell. Judy Bagwell greater than Jellyroll.
like what? So I know they're TKO, and TKO manages. I want to say they manage like people in Hollywood too, or Endeavor. I know Ari Emanuel does. I know they're trying to get crossover, but like, what's that end goal for all this Jellyroll? Is he getting that much of a bump from like the pop culture world like that, where he needs to be all over SmackDown like that?
I don't know what the deal is. Like, it'd be one thing if he was good at anything on wrestling, but he's not. He's not good at the backstage stuff. He's not good at in-ring. He doesn't look the part. Even the shit with Rhea and R-Truth and all of them was like, he comes out and he's like giving everybody a pep talk. Who the fuck are you? Go write a song and shut the fuck up.
I feel like they probably inquired with Bad Bunny. They probably like, hey, Bad Bunny available? Nah, I'm selling a world tour. What's the next best thing we can get? Let's get Jellyroll.
But Bad Bunny wasn't involved in all the backstage stuff like this either, like sticking his nose in every fucking storyline.
It wasn't every storyline, but he did some backstage stuff. Like I think it was still during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was just him and Damian Priest.
Yeah, he wasn't like sticking, like you said, he wasn't sticking his nose in everything. And Bad Bunny actually looked pretty athletic, unlike Jellyroll. Like I hate how his trash Jellyroll's gear is. He just comes out there in the leather shit and wrestles, and I don't know. It's just weird overall presentation. But you saying that you hope he gets punt. Like I said, it'd be dope if he got punted, but I think they're still leaning towards WrestleMania match, Kid and Miz and like Jelly and probably like a Danhausen or whatnot. I think they probably.
Oh my god, you talk about fucking bathroom break. Jeez, hey. I hate that. I hate that for the Miz, because the Miz is so fucking disrespected and underappreciated.
Hey, I know you're not a Danhausen guy, and he had a debacle of a debut, but you can't deny how over he is. What do you think about the Danhausen turnaround?
I like him better than Jellyroll.
I mean, Jellyroll is not even a real wrestler, but as far as like in the wrestling context, what do you think?
Neither is Danhausen.
He wrestles.
Name a Danhausen match. Give me a Danhausen match to go put on YouTube after this show that I can watch.
It was like Danhausen and OC versus like the Undisputed Kingdom or some shit.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
I think I just made that combo up.
I think you did too, but I'm gonna look for it. Danhausen and Orange Cassidy versus the Undisputed Era. They weren't even in NXT.
Undisputed Kingdom. I think it was like Matt Taven or some shit. One of those guys.
What happened to Matt Taven?
I think he got released.
Wow.
Or they just didn't re-sign him. Same with Marina or what's Canellis and Mike Bennett. I don't think they didn't re-sign either. Then I was speaking of Royce Keys, like I feel like WWE, especially Triple H, he's signing some of these AEW talents. He probably sells them a dream, and once they sign, like, you thought it was actually serious? Yeah, you're sitting on the sidelines. We just wanted to hoard you away, because as much as talented Ricky Starks is, he's still on NXT. Same with Ethan Page and Mariah May. And now you see with Royce Keys, he debuted at the Rumble, and now where he's been crying on the commercials with Stephanie. You're supposed to be promoting this monster, and you showing clips of him crying on
EJ.
No, I'm being real. We don't sugarcoat shit over here. They're showing clips of him crying on the couch with Stephanie, and he's a monster heel. This is a guy that could be like an opposition to Oba Femi, and I don't know. whatever.
Well,
Whatever. Let's let Triple H cook, like y'all said.
if we're keeping it real, I think Ricky and Ethan should have stayed in AEW. That's just my take. They're never going to main event WrestleMania or probably even be sniffing WrestleMania. The two of them.
I agree with you with Ricky. Definitely Ricky. He had like a higher ceiling, but I think Ethan fits in the mold of WWE. I think he would actually thrive a little bit better on the main roster in the mid card. He's not gonna never main event, right? But the mid card, just because he's got that snarky, all ego. But definitely Ricky Starks. And what about Mariah? I think Mariah should have stayed in AEW.
We've already talked about that. Like she's not. I don't know. She's a different one, right? I don't think she's good enough in the ring to survive in AEW without the Tony Storm stuff. But I don't think her character work in WWE's been good enough to survive. So she's she's in like fucking wrestling purgatory.
Damn. Hey man, I mean, Harley, even though she's more of a WWE, she's pretty thriving in AEW.
Harley surprised me this past Saturday if we ever get to Collision.
Yeah, I thought that match was really good. Yeah, I mean, it sucks for Royce Keys because I'm sure he's not getting paid more in WWE. Who knows? I feel like I've been told that the contracts are comparable, or sometimes AEW overpays these guys. So it's all about him wanting to live out his dream, and they put him on the shelf. Maybe they got plans for him after WrestleMania. This is like let's see how it plays out situation. But if nothing happens after Mania, if we get to around SummerSlam and we still don't see him, then I think it's a kind of a problem.
Maybe if Brock beats Oba and Royce just come out and jump Brock on Monday after Mania.
Big black guy faction?
Yeah.
I feel like you got to throw somebody else in there just to make it complete. Give Omos finally something to do, right?
Why do you need 3?
Yeah. But if you're going to do that, Oba needs to be the center of it. That's what I'm saying. You could have Royce get a partner, a tag team partner.
What's the big dude's name on NXT?
Oh, Keanu Carver.
Yeah, bring him up.
That'd be dope. Another thing that wasn't on our list, but something you just rang a bell about just black people. Like, well, R-Truth, I know he's tag team partners with Damian, but like, why did they do all of that? He's showing signs of being Ron Killings, and now he's just being a coon, I don't know, man. For some reason that just bothers me. They had something going on with it, and they just reverted back to the comedy thing.
They were never going to let R-Truth be Ron Killings.
But they were teasing it, like he was coming out, cutting promos, like angry promos.
They did that shit so he could shut the fuck up for a couple weeks. And then once those checks started cashing again, they were like, "You good with these direct deposits?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right."
And I've heard like just fans that just try to defend Triple H in every way. They're like, they explained it when John Cena turned back. That's what turned R-Truth back to good old. That doesn't make no damn sense, man.
Yeah, turn him back to Ron Cena.
Whatever. I digress. What else we got?
Let's see. We got a new Hall of Fame induction.
This just pisses me off as well.
Let's see if I can do this. I used to be really good at this impression. I'm the master and the ruler of the world. And then the music comes on. I don't know how good that was with my fucking Invisalign in. Psycho Sid Vicious. You talk about getting scared of people when you were young. It was 2 people that scared me when I was a kid in wrestling. Big Van Vader and Sid Vicious. Boy, the way they used to beat the shit out of Sting, because to me, Sting was a superhero when I was a kid. So if you could whoop Sting's ass, and then these niggas had the nerve, EJ, to form a tag team called the Masters of the Power Bomb. Woo! You talk about nightmares. Sid Vicious was, as I got older though, that was my guy. Like Memphis, Tennessee. There were stories about him like loving softball so much he would miss wrestling shows for it. We wouldn't have a Booker T or a Harlem Heat without Sid Vicious.
Really?
You know that story?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, Booker T's talked about it a bunch of times that, and I can't remember if it was WCW or the promotion before that. Sid Vicious was the one that spoke up for them and was like, y'all need to give these guys a chance and quit fucking basically holding them down because they're black and fucking put them on TV. Like, it was Sid Vicious that did that for him. So Booker T's always fucking credited Sid Vicious for that. But Sid as a big man was just phenomenal. I always thought his character was really good. His look was really good. That fucking leg break he had against Scott Steiner was like the first time I'd ever seen something like that. I feel like you see it all the time now, but that was the first time I'd ever seen it.
You didn't see Theismann before that?
No, I never watched. You know, fucking the internet wasn't as prevalent back then.
Was that live when that happened?
Joe Theismann or Sid Vicious?
Sid Vicious.
Yeah, it was on pay-per-view. I was watching the little black box. Steve Lewis as Harlem Heat will probably induct Sid into the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't be mad at that.
So I did not catch Sid Justice, or he wasn't Sid Justice, he was Psycho Sid. His run where he was the champion, like I didn't start getting in the WWE until like late. I like started peeking in like late 97, so he was already gone. So my WWF memories are all retroactively, you know, watching the stuff he did with Hogan at Mania. How many runs did he have? Because he's like the original Andrade. He back and forth, WCW, WWF. How many runs did he have in WCW before he had that late 90s run? Because that was my really first introduction to watching him week to week was when he
was
did
in the Four Horsemen back in the day.
Yeah, how did that go?
He was in the Four Horsemen. He was in the Four Horsemen that I remember the most. He, Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, and Ric Flair. They were the ones that feuded with Sting the most when I was a kid. He wrestled Sting for the world title at Halloween Havoc, where they brawled to the back, and when they came back out, he rolled Sting up and pinned him and won the title. And I was like, and it turns out it was Barry Windham dressed up like Sting with fucking face paint on, and they found out about it and the whole nine. Like, so he was in WCW back then, and then he went to WWF shortly after that and became Sid Justice. I think he was there for a year, maybe two. Cup of coffee, as the Macho Man would say. Then went back to WCW, formed the Masters of the Power Bomb with Vader, feuded with Sting and the British Bulldog. The WCW Superpowers is what they were called. Then he went back to WWF, main event at WrestleMania. Became a two-time WWF champion, this guy.
And then this is when I started watching. He went to ECW and he was doing wild shit there. And then I remember his last WCW run. People remember his WWF music because of the cycle, but I feel like his WCW music slapped that late 90s.
His WCW Sid was always good, man. Even when he was a heel, just like that little fist bump people would give people when he didn't give a fuck if he was a heel or a face. Like, he was just always, the crowd just fucked with Sid regardless. He was one of those people that no matter what, he could do no wrong in the crowd's eyes. Like, people still loved Sid for whatever reason.
I remember he used to, who's the man?
Yeah, who's the man? Psycho Sid Vicious.
Yeah,
but
man.
Yeah, congrats to Sid. It sucks that he goes in after he passed away. Like he was. Yeah, I saw somebody say this online, and I wasn't thinking it, but it made sense. It's like he was alive this time last year, but we had to put the Undertaker's wife in there, who hadn't had a good match her entire fucking career.
I don't get like why they do this constantly. It is with Macho Man. They do it so many Vader. Like, why do they do it? Why don't they give these people their flowers when they're alive? When they like, no disrespect to the people that get in. When you got people that clearly could wait a few years and that they could put in, and they could put these legends in. Because I think I read a statistic there. He was the only WWF champion of the 90s that wasn't in the Hall of Fame. So why did they wait until he's passed away? Like, why don't they give people these flowers? And it's not like they are not aware of it, because there's always a list of people who's like, why isn't this person in the Hall of Fame? And they just wait and wait.
He literally main evented WrestleMania.
Exactly. And like, you know, I'm glad his family finally gets to see it, but he's not here to see it. And it's unfortunate. Like you said, he main evented WrestleMania twice, didn't he? Wasn't the one with him and Hogan? Didn't he main event the one with Hogan?
It may have been twice. I know for a fact he did with the Undertaker.
Because I want to say the one with Hogan
wasn't for a title, but it
wasn't for the title, but it was the main event, because it was Flair and Macho Man was for the title, but it wasn't the main event. So yeah, 2 WrestleManias he's main evented, and this guy's not a Hall of Fame until after he passes away. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but whatever, man. And I'm glad they at least got Demolition in there before they pass on, because they should have been in it decades ago, probably.
Yeah. So congrats to Psycho Sid. Sid Vicious is what I call him. One of the best big men to ever do it, I think. Yeah, just a really good career when you look back on, like, an underrated big man career too. Because then he goes to WCW, becomes a world champion there.
Yeah, it was late 90s, back when I think Russo was there, when everybody got a title run back then, but still can't take that away from him.
Beat Goldberg for the belt.
That's who he beat for it? No, are you sure?
I don't think so.
He beat Goldberg. Goldberg only had 1 title run, and Kevin Nash beat him.
No, Goldberg had 2 title runs in WCW.
He had 1. He had 1, because I thought like he had more. Because who did Goldberg beat the second time? He beat Hogan for it, but he never won it again after that, which is crazy when you think about it.
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Sid's a multi-time WCW world champion.
Yeah, Sid is, but yeah, Goldberg only won WCW championship once, and then he won that world title in WWE. And Triple H took it off him like 2 months later, back when Triple H had the shovel. This was Prime burying Triple H. But I remember him and Goldberg going back and forth, though. Sid and Goldberg, and it was an interesting era.
Yeah, they had a good feud. I don't know why I thought that was for the world title, but let's go on across the street. We got Kenny Omega defeats Swerve Strickland, just like we predicted last week when we said they would do your favorite thing in the world, which is 50-50 booking. And Omega beats Swerve. He becomes the #1 contender, and now he will face MJF at Dynasty for the World Heavyweight Championship. EJ,
I'm here for it. They're building it as the wrestling god versus the devil. You know, so you got that. I want to say they had a really good match in MJF's first title run, because remember it was like Kenny was trying to stop him from breaking the record. They went all out on Collision. But I think this will be their first pay-per-view match. And I think this is a good stopgap for MJF, because Kenny ain't gonna win. But you know, I like how everybody's trying to come for the title. The match on Dynamite, that should have been the main event, because that match slapped. I don't understand why that opened up the Dynamite card. But
just because they needed Omega and MJF to have a run in later.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Well, what's next for Swerve though? After losing, I feel like that's kind of.
I guess you gotta shut the fuck up now.
How come you gotta shut up?
You talked all that shit and you just get beat. Like, you gotta shut the fuck up for a couple weeks. He won't. obviously, which is what a good heel should do. But I don't know. He should probably take a couple weeks off TV.
Yeah. You know what I do like? I like how MJF. He's a little conniving guy. You know, of course he's got to defend it against Kenny, but he's got other people going after him. He's got Darby, and he's gotten the services of the Don Callis family, and it's been like some mixed reactions within the group. Of course, Don Callis wants the money, but Andrade is like, I want the world title. And then we watched Collision yesterday. Kyle Fletcher's like, fuck that too. I want the world title.
I liked Okada on Collision. He's like, what about Brodo Okada? Don't forget about that. Fuck Takeshita. There's so much shit going on in the AEW. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Like,
Okada's got really good at English too.
Yeah.
I guess since he's been over here so long now. So I think post Revolution, Dynamite's been kind of coasting. It's like the second week in a row. It's like, yeah, it wasn't bad, but it was like it was okay. It was okay. Of course, the matches were good, but I feel like Collision, when they're, it's like 50-50. Sometimes they tape after Dynamite, but the live collisions are really good. I thought that yesterday's Collision was really good.
It's easy to watch. It flowed.
Yeah,
like it went in and out of matches and in and out of backstage shit like real well.
Yeah, when it's like live and then just like, because when they're shooting on the same day as Dynamite, it's kind of like the leftovers. But when they're live and they're, like you said, it flows well and the matches. I thought Kevin Knight and Okada ending it was really good.
Man,
like you said, but
I thought Kevin Knight was gonna win. Like,
yeah, they got me a couple times. Like, I usually don't get got. Like when he was like rolling them up, I thought he was gonna sneak off and get it.
It got to the end of that match, and I was like, they about to fucking do it. Like, they about to let this motherfucker beat Okada. And then Okada had to cheat to roll him up. And then they made it, I don't know what the point of this was, but the referee was like,
yeah,
he was acting like he was going to restart the match.
Yeah,
and then he just raised his hand up.
Yeah, I don't understand that. But they got me. Usually, I thought he was actually going to win too. 50-50 booking, because didn't Kevin Knight beat him at the tournament, the Continental Classic?
He may have. I can't remember that far back. I think they got to start with Kevin Knight. They got to quit. They have to quit putting him up against people that they don't want him to beat.
I agree.
Like, he lost to MJF, then he turned around and lost the 6-man tag titles, and now he's losing to Okada. Like, they have to put him up against people that can afford to lose to him and quit having him lose. Like, it's good that he's having these banger matches, but he's to the point now where you and I both, as long as we've watched wrestling, we're fooled into thinking, oh shit, he might win. But you keep doing this, it's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be a good match, but we know he's not going to win.
It's like you kind of got to knock him down a notch, but have him win. Like, if you don't want him to beat your top stars, and just don't have him face him yet. Have him beat like the next tier. Like, have him beat an Andrade or whoever's in that phase, even like a Darby Allin or people like that.
Yeah, guys that don't have the titles. Have him beat a Cesaro.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't want him to win the titles, then don't have him face the champions yet.
Yeah, I agree. But this match was good. The opener with the Babes of Wrath and versus Divine Dominion.
Yeah. So we were talking about this earlier with Harley Cameron. And
Kevin can benefit from. C. Fluid said Kevin can benefit from getting away from Speed. But I like them as a team because I feel like eventually they're gonna have to break up. But right now, that's how you could like build them up, especially if they eventually get the tag team belts. I know they got the trios right now, but we've always said that you don't have to have like the Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty breakup scenario. You just have them do some single stuffs and still have the what's it called, jet speed. Still have the jet speed stuff. So
I think maybe keep him in the tag team and get him away from
doing singles, so he would have to quit losing these guys.
So he could quit losing.
I agree with that too.
You give him a tag team title run where he can win or have Speedball take the L's and you can still put on good matches.
I agree with that.
Harley Cameron, I don't know. She just last night I may have turned the corner on what I think about her as a wrestler last night.
Yeah, that's probably like one of the best matches I've seen her have.
She was in there, Willow got taken out and it was just Harley and she's fucking holding her own against. And can I say this? I feel like I love Megan Bayne and Lena Cross together. They're like if the Road Warriors were women, but like really hot. Like they just come out, they pose, and they beat your motherfucking ass. And they look really good doing it. They don't have the fucking rock music, but it's the same. They're bigger than everybody. They impose their will, and they just kick the shit out of you. And at the end of the day, they just overpower you.
You know what they say? The best ability is availability. And I think Penelope Ford, like, she just had a bad injury. And I feel like Cross looks better as a tag team partner with Megan Bayne too. Like I feel like it's a better fit for those two than it was Penelope and Megan.
I don't like to call people injury prone because I don't know how, it just sucks. But she just gets injured a lot, especially the last couple years. It's like every time she comes back, she's right back on the show. You're like, where the fuck is Penelope Ford at? Like she had just gotten back from that shoulder injury and then got hurt on that fucking moonsault.
And we said it's with Charlotte. I don't like when Charlotte does it. She's gotten it. I don't like take that out of your arsenal. Like, why even do that? I feel like it's too much of a risky move to do that move.
I think Penelope Ford is I don't know this. I'm not in her head. She's smaller than Megan Bayne. She's in there with Megan Bayne all the time. Megan Bayne overpowers people. I think maybe she thinks she has to do all this shit just because she can. Because she's athletic as fuck. Like, I remember the first time I saw her was at All In, the original one in Chicago. And she was doing shit. It was her and Joey Janela fighting Hangman Page in like a street fight. And she was getting involved in that match. And I just remember being like, this is one of the most athletic fucking women I've ever seen in my life. That was damn near 10 years ago. Like, I feel like she still thinks she has to do all that shit. And she doesn't. Like, she's good enough to where she could take 80% out of all those flips and shit out of her arsenal and still be a good wrestler.
I agree. And she's getting older. I don't want to say she's in her early 30s now. Like, you don't have to do that. We already know that you have it in your arsenal. We already know that you're good. So just modify it a little bit whenever she heals up. But
it's not even a age thing. It's more of a like, your body's just taking such a fucking beating over the years thing.
Well, that comes with age, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all that. But I don't know.
Somebody's talking to her about that.
Hopefully. But so the Babes of Wrath did like a soft breakup. So what's the state of the AEW's woman division right now? Because Toni Storm is like, she's the centerpiece, and it's like a domino effect without having her. You don't have a main top babyface to challenge for the world title. You take a tag team away with the Timeless Love Bombs. The Babes of Wrath did a soft breakup. She's like the tag team division is thinning out some. No Ty J around. I don't know what the hell happened to them. I was excited about the women's tag team just because they had so many, and it's before you know it, like where all the tag teams in there. And then like as far as like babyface women in the singles, like what are they gonna do with that now?
Save us, Mercedes.
But she's a heel though.
Is she?
Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean? She's clear. In AEW, I don't know how she's been saying in the indies when she's been dropping these belts, but yeah, she's clearly a heel.
I don't boo her.
Yeah, but you like the Buddha. You like the Buddha evil people. Roman was a maniac for all of those years, and you were cheering him. Tyrant.
That's okay. You got a point. Well, first off, Toni Storm apparently is dead because Tekla confirmed her death. Rest in peace, bitch, I believe is what she said. I'm up and down with Tekla, man. Like, sometimes she'll cut a promo and I'm like, this ain't it. And then sometimes it's so fucking wacky. I'm like, I like this motherfucker. Like, she's just so crazy sometimes and unhinged.
Yeah.
It attracts me to the promo. And then sometimes it's so bad that it's bad.
I think Jonathan Hood busted over. I think he called it a modern day Luna Vachon.
I can see that. I could see that. And the voice sounds like it too. She's got the same fucking like yeah, I could see that too. Huh. That's a good fucking call, Jonathan Hood.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they got the heels, they got Megan Bain, they got the triangle, but where the babyface women? You think they're gonna try to have Mina like slip in there?
You got Mina, you're firing up the fucking birds of brawling birds.
Yeah, but that's one tag team. I feel like they're trying to save that for like an all-in for them to beat. Like, how do you wait that long? I feel like you have to have things in between them, and it's thin. They had our girl, what's her name, Deonna Purrazzo and Taya. They were a tag team, and they didn't even get they were like one of the first tag teams to form, and they didn't even get to see the fruits of their labor.
It may be time to start calling up some women from ROH.
Yeah, what happened to Maya World and High-End? Like, that was a signing that they promoted.
Yeah, you got Red Velvet you can bring up. You got Queen Amanada whenever she gets off the injured list. Athena, obviously.
I think it should have been permanently on. I think it has to be something where Athena's like, I want to be the face of ROH, because there's no reason why she still should be there. It's got to be something of her wanting to be at ROH to kind of lead that brand.
Maybe somebody just doesn't like her in the AEW.
Then if you don't like her, then fire her. Well, I just put her on ROH.
Yeah.
I just think it's something that she wants to do, but I don't know, because I feel like Willow's gonna finally, like I said, they did the soft breakup. I think Willow's gonna finally like defend this TBS title, but as far as like the women's world title, like, who do they have?
There's your babyface right there. You got Willow,
but she's, like I said, she's like cooking with the TBS title. What about the world title scene?
Why not both?
It's just one woman. You gotta, like you said, that's what we like about it when you have multiple people that are in the mix. And Chris Statlander, it seems like she's gonna do something else, because she lost in the 2 out of 3 matches. I feel like that should be the final thing. I guess you gotta turn Mercedes face, I guess. Will fans buy into that though? I feel like fans just like to hate on Mercedes just because it's cool. I don't know if fans will cheer her.
They ain't gonna have a fucking choice.
What do you mean? They clearly have a choice, because fans like to be, they don't like to follow what they're supposed to do. They like to be defiant just to be defiant.
I don't know. There's so many question marks with the AEW's women. Like you said, where the fuck is TJ at?
Yeah, I feel like they were going to be one of the centerpieces of the tag team. That's like, people were right there announced the belts. They're like, all right, this got to be for Ty J to win.
I picked them to win.
Exactly. Just kind of just disappeared.
They lost in the first round. We ain't seen them since.
I know there were whispers of Anna Jay going to NXT, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be like the same thing like a Blake Monroe if she were to do that. Like that type of situation. I don't know.
Yeah, it's they got Mina. They could always dust off
Hikaru.
Yeah, they could always dust off my girl Hikaru. They could bring her back. And, when in case of emergency, break open glass and DMB.
Hell no. I thought you were gonna say that, but I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna say it. And then
Whoa, what were you about to say?
And then you said it. She's done, man. You said it yourself that the business has passed her by a few times now.
Yeah, I think so too, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
I was about to say they could bring back your favorite, Riho.
Fuck no. Shit no. Hell no.
What? I know it's a heel, but then what happened to Nyla Rose?
Psh, your guess is as good as mine.
Jeez. I don't know. I feel like the women's division was finally starting to peak and then like peak with the tag team tournament, but now it's like kind of in. I feel like when you lose something like Tony Storm, it's like a domino effect.
AEW should have grabbed Nikki Blackheart before they let WWE get her.
You think she would have made like an instant impact, or you think it's kind of like
she's got? I think she's got a big enough following that people would have known her and they could have built her up as like the up and coming babyface.
Is she officially signed? I know you said they pulled her from a show. I think you said that last week. Is she officially signed?
She signed.
You think she's going?
They've announced their WWE ID stuff this past weekend. I didn't see anything with her, but like I said, she also just cut a promo saying goodbye to like her home independent thing that she wrestles for. So you know what that means.
You think she goes to Evolve or straight to NXT?
She's going to NXT. She's going to NXT. She's not quite ready for like. I've seen her wrestle in person now, and I've watched a couple of matches. She's good. She's not quite ready for the main roster. She's got the look for it, but she just needs like a couple months of fine tuning, and she ain't gonna be in NXT long.
Really, she's that good?
I think so.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, NXT. It's a lot of girls up there that probably could be on the main roster for some reason. They still like Fallon Henley. Like she should have been on the main roster. I think Lola is probably ready. I feel like maybe they could have Nikki be like just a centerpiece for a while because you don't want the main roster to be too crowded for people that are just storing there. Because like what happened to Jordan Grace? After she lost to Jay, they're like, the hell with you.
AEW sure could use Jade Cargill right now.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can use Jade Cargill, but that doesn't still solve their babyface problem.
I wish AEW would like they do this thing where they take all the male. I want them to take like a really big female wrestler from WWE, like fucking Becky Lynch, to go to AEW.
I was thinking that was going to happen at one point when then she leave for a little bit. I was like, all right, maybe they could snatch her, but then she's. I know you're not gonna like
somebody that's going to because of Seth and her ties with them, but
I know you're not gonna like this because you're not the biggest fan out of the four. I think once Bayley's contract is up after the year's over, I really think it's a strong chance that we see her and Mercedes finish off their rivalry over there because they're not really doing anything with her.
I think that would be huge for AEW.
What do they call her?
Pam.
Pam. Or like Christian Cage. She added a cage. Maybe they just they spell Bailey a little bit different, and then they add a last name to her.
Bailey Bay.
Yeah, exactly something like that.
Bay Area Bailey.
Yes, something like that. I think that's who she should be trying to get after her contract is up, because I'm hearing this up at the end of the year.
Like I just saw an interview with Becky Lynch saying that she thinks the four horsewomen will all be back together pretty soon.
I heard Mercedes is like the highest paid person on AEW. You think she's gonna leave a check to go back to? I don't think that anything can happen. Of course, Mercedes will probably go back there to get retired in the Hall of Fame or whatnot. But I think she likes doing what she does more than being in the system where. Because remember, you said she wasn't booked well as a champion in WWE. She was disrespected as a champion.
Why would she had like 5 title reigns and they equaled like 100 days.
Why would she go back there to get disrespected? And she's winning 13 world titles and is the centerpiece of the company and gets the queen treatment over there. Maybe I heard her and Mercedes were never the closest. Is Becky just projecting this, or does she actually talk to Mercedes like that?
I don't know what the relationship is for them. Like she was on was it Cheap Heat?
Oh, I didn't finish the episode. Yeah, she was going to be on the last part of the show. I didn't get to that part. I was listening to the podcast on the way back from Tulsa, and like I was listening to that, and they were like trying to kind of putting me to sleep. And when I switch over to music, that like gives me a second win. So I switched to music like halfway into the episode, and because I was gonna stop in Springfield, because Springfield is like a little bit half of the way from there. I was gonna get a cheap motel, but then I switched over to music because dudes were kind of boring me, and I was able to push through it. But yeah, I got to go back and listen to that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like Mercedes is gonna be in AEW for a while. I don't know, but I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I don't foresee her going back to WWE anytime soon. Like you said, I see Bayley leaving WWE before I see Mercedes going back.
Exactly. Like I feel like Bayley kind of like. I feel like Triple H was like, all right, you got WrestleMania 40, you got your title there, and that's it. She wasn't on WrestleMania last year. She's going to be in like a 4-woman match this year. She kind of hasn't been in the forefront, but like, isn't that the natural progression when I feel like you're a veteran, you don't have to be in the spotlight like you should. So it's just how life works, right? Because you got the new generations coming on. You don't want to keep going back to the same, like she can't be main eventing year in and year out. She's not Becky. You see Charlotte is taking a step back a little bit. So the time flies. I mean, these girls were, the new people 10 years ago, and 10 years is usually the wave of like a generation, right?
Yeah, big time. Let's see if we're done with AEW. We could touch on TNA Sacrifice real quick. Did you get a chance to watch any of that?
I didn't watch TNA Impact. I was out of town. I didn't have the bandwidth. I'm gonna catch up with stuff on the couch probably while falling asleep. I didn't get to watch Sacrifice. What happened?
I mean, we won't talk about it. I won't spoil it for you then.
You can spoil it. I'll still go back and watch it.
The main event was stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Macklin got injured. He got kicked in the face by Santana. Mm-hmm. And the referee, my favorite referee, Alice Lane. She is just a good-looking woman in person. She's also, she's like what Aubrey Edwards wants to be, but she's look at me to be.
Why Aubrey Edwards always catching strays from you?
Because she's such a fucking, like you say, she's always fucking all in the video,
I like Aubrey though, man.
No. This is what Aubrey Edwards needs to study Alice Lane and realize you can be a woman referee and you can control the action and you can also get the fuck out of the way and let the wrestlers wrestle without you being the center of attention. And this woman does it correctly. But all that to say,
how do you like her compared to Jessica Card as TNA ref?
The WWE ref Jessica Card? Jessica Card's all right. She gets into it when she's storyline involved, like the shit with Becky Lynch. But other than that, Jessica Card stays out of the way also. But what's his name? Macklin got kicked in the face. He called a hot round from Santana. She immediately comes in, checks on him, throws the X. It's the main event. It took a lot of balls for her to do this too. Stops the match, gets the doctors in. He's out. Like he's out on his feet. They say he didn't get a concussion, but he's out on his feet. So she stops the match and the pay-per-view ends with, not necessarily controversy, just confusion because he's knocked out and he's hurt and he's on his feet. That took place. Mara Sade gets the win over Elena Black in a street fight. Phenomenal. Ends with her body slamming Elena Black onto thumbtacks and then hitting a moonsault on her. And in mid moonsault, one of the girls popped out and she had to fucking she had to pin her, and the whole time she was celebrating, she was holding it in because they were coming out to say hi, EJ. Also, I'm loving. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, did any creeps were able to screenshot it or put it online?
No. It happened. I think it happened like afterward. It didn't happen like mid moonsault, but like by her reaction, you could tell it happened like after the pin. But I'm loving the love that she's getting online now. Like there was a post that got a lot of traction on it. Said she might have the best moonsault in wrestling right now, and it had her moonsault on there. And a lot of people were fucking Mara Sade fans all of a sudden. Like I didn't know she had a fucking hive like that.
I mean, I feel like her time got cut short when she was Dakara Jackson in NXT. I feel like there's more juice to squeeze with that, but who knows the rhyme or reason when they figuring out who to keep and who not to keep. But we've seen it time and time again. Audrey's the P. Diddy of referees. I don't even. That's just disrespectful.
I think he means jumping all in the video.
Oh, I thought it's another connotation.
Yeah, I don't think he means it like that.
I thought we were talking about P. Diddy, like the.
Oh my god!
Like the diddly. That's what
he literally his next comment. My mouse isn't working. The next comment says this bar take.
Okay. I say we don't want those type of allegations on our show. You got to put allegedly.
Oh man, that. Poor Aubrey.
Yeah. But
yeah.
what I was about to say, TNA, like we've seen it time and time again where people will go to TNA and kind of rehabilitate their career. We saw it with Naomi, Trinity. We see it time and time again. Sometimes it works. It works more so with the women than it does a lot with the men. You see some men try to do it, and it ain't like Dolph. Like nobody really cares about Nick Nemec like that.
Yeah,
but it works really well with the women. So. I'm digging with Mars.
I feel like she's gotten way more ring time than she ever got in NXT. In NXT, it was more about Lash than it was about her.
Yeah, it was more so about the character work and whatnot.
Yeah,
backstage stuff, but now they're letting her actually cook in the ring. So
they were basically just like sit there and lick on your lollipop.
Exactly. I don't even know what happened to the other two dudes, Oro Mensah and what was it, Noam Dar? Like. Out of there.
Metaphor.
I'm looking forward to sitting on the couches and grabbing the bourbon and catching up with the TNA stuff. I didn't even watch Impact either, so I'll catch up with that too.
The only other thing I saw off this pay-per-view because my stream was going in and out was ODB came out with Taryn Terrell and Mickie James, and they pulled up on the Elegance brand, and Ash by Elegance still isn't there. So I don't know where she's at. She's all over OnlyFans and shit, but she ain't at work.
It's not to go too far off the beaten path. Isn't Taryn Terrell like a super MAGA woman? Like,
is she? I don't know.
I want to say so. Yeah. Unfortunate.
That's unfortunate because she's hot.
Yeah.
When she was Tiffany in WWE, I've been like, damn, who is this motherfucker?
I didn't realize she was in WWE.
Yeah, she was the ECW general manager.
Learn something new every day.
She was she played the dumb cheerleader role, like Maria. And she ended up, I could have this wrong, but I think she was I want to say she was a dumb cheerleader and she was Teddy Long's assistant. And she ended up being the general manager at ECW for a while. And then when she went to TNA, she became a wrestler. And if you ever want to see a really good women's ladder match, look up Taryn Terrell versus Gail Kim for the Knockouts Championship. She surprised the shit out of me during that match.
Where does TNA even keep their archives at? Is that on that TNA Plus app? Can you go back and watch all of it?
Fucking know. I go to the YouTube whenever I want to watch TNA stuff. It may not be the entire thing in its entirety, but you can see enough of it.
Okay, yeah, I have to figure that out, but. That's maybe is Ash injured or something? Like, why is she showing up with these girls?
I don't know. I just see her all over Instagram with Paige Van Zandt all the time now.
No, she's doing that type. Like she gives it. She's as revealing as Paige is.
They do stuff together. They're always like, click the link here.
I thought
it's like Paige Van Zandt, Ash, Mandy Rose, and Lacey. What was her nane?
Duvall.
No.
Lacey DeVille. Lacey DeVille.
No, the fucking woman's right.
Lacey Evans. I was thinking
Lacey Evans.
I'm saying Lacey Duval. That's a different type of star. If you know what I mean. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Lacey Evans.
Lacey
Yeah.
Duval. Definitely wasn't her. Hers is free. You can find hers anywhere. That's so funny. But yeah, so that's what she's been up to. I don't know how old all that shit is, but I saw a post from Paige Van Zandt on Instagram earlier this morning when I was doing my scroll before I get out of bed. And they were doing some kind of TikTok dance, and it was like, click the link for more. I was like, no thanks.
Thank goodness for their sake about with simps. Like if it wasn't for simps, they wouldn't be able to make a living.
Oh my God. Paige, this is how my brain works. Paige Van Zandt, what is she? A woman. What's she famous for? Fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know how my brain works? It went exactly to what happened last night. Did you see that fight last night? Where the chick knocked the girl out? She hit her with her right hand, and the girl like fell on her ass with her back turned to her, and she immediately put her in a chokehold. The girl was already out. And like, they say she put her in a brief coma for a second.
Was this UFC?
It was some kind of MMA. They were in a cage. It may have been UFC.
I hope not. I've been able to avoid the spoilers. I still gotta watch the fight.
My bad.
I saw good. I saw the main event with Izzy. I saw Izzy lost, but I hadn't watched the rest of the card.
Izzy came out doing his fucking Oba walk.
And then he lost. Oh, he was doing Oba?
Yeah, you didn't see that? He came out, he was doing the Oba walk. What's Fat Boy's name? The commentator, he was a fighter.
Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, he even said he's doing the Oba Femi walk.
I didn't watch the walkouts. All I saw was the last round because I was driving back, put it up on the mount. I got a lot to catch up with. Damn, maybe it was a different organization this moment you're talking about, but I guess I'll find out.
I don't know. I have no idea who the fighter was, so regardless of like, you don't know who's gonna win if it is UFC I'm talking about, but all I know is she hit the chick fell, and as soon as she hit the ground, she was in the chokehold for like 2 seconds. Like, she was only in the chokehold because the referee couldn't get there quick enough to tell her to let her go. But that shit was like so clean how she did it. Hopefully the girl's all right.
Yeah, definitely. Dangerous procession. It's called a hurt business for a reason.
Yeah. But that's all we got, EJ. You got anything else you want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to C Fluid. Like you said earlier, you putting the link on the Discord. So we got the QR code for the Discord, and then if you want to join live audio, I think they have the audio option right too with it. If you don't want to show your face, you could just go on audio, right?
Yeah, you can. I got the QR code up there now. That'll put our link tree, which has got all of our social medias. It's got our Discord. It's got our t-shirt store in there. If you ever want to come on the show, which is live every Sunday at 12-ish, we don't see PT, so it might be like 12:15 sometimes. But if you ever want to come on the show, you got something you want to talk about, and you're shy, you're bashful, you don't have to turn your camera on. You can just click the link on your phone, and you can just do an audio question. You can stay and chat for a minute, or you can say your question and get the hell on. That's up to you completely. But we take all questions, and if you say something stupid, I'll kick you out. By stupid, I mean like hateful or racist or sexist or something like that, because who knows who's in here, and you will be blocked also. So keep that in mind. But yeah, we're able to take questions now. I'm enjoying the new layout we got. Like I said, the QR code's up in the corner if you want to scan that and check out all of our various ways of get edge, as they would say. But yeah, I'm liking the new layout. So that's all I got. EJ, if you don't have anything else, we'll get up out here.
That's all I got, man. Like always, like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on all the social media platforms.
Well, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Until next week, peace.
Let's see how this audio sounds. As it record the audio.
Hold on, I'm literally trying to get us the fuck off of here.
Oh.
It ain't working.
Damn. Disregard everything.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll just end it.